Hi there, Michelle here, and welcome back to my channel, and today's video is another Monday vlog. Okay, where do I want to start? First off, last week I was kind of busy working on one project that I was really hoping to get done. It didn't happen. Mainly because I put out a Q&A show and tell type of video on Saturday. I didn't realize how long that was going to take me to edit and film, because in my head, I'm just like, oh, I don't have to make anything for this video. I don't really have to do anything for this video. All I gotta do is just sit and talk and show things. And I ended up with almost 3 hours of footage. And I'm like, oh, I normally get that. It'll be fine. I can edit that all down. What I forgot is that usually when I have 2-3 hours of footage, maybe an hour of that is me crocheting, and then I cut all that crocheting stuff down. And so instead of it being like a 3-minute clip, it's like a 10-second clip. I have to always film a little bit longer when I crochet because I always mess up, and I'm like, okay, if I film like 3 to 5 minutes of me crocheting, there has to be a good 20 seconds in there somewhere. There wasn't any of that in that video. It was just me talking straight for 3 hours. And I cut that video down to 51 minutes. It took a lot of time to make. So, you know, if you haven't watched it yet, I answered a bunch of questions that y'all asked. I was answering questions about crochet, about yarn, about a lot of Stranger Things, a lot of like this retro aesthetic that I absolutely love. Also questions about miniature things, which I may or may not start doing again. Maybe we'll have to, we'll talk about it in this video. I think the video is pretty entertaining. I don't just sit there and talk the whole time. I do show you the things that you asked about. So it's a little bit more visually entertaining if you like that kind of stuff. If you are new to my channel and you like crocheting and yarn and knitting and thrifting and this 80s, 70s, 90s aesthetic, then why not hit the subscribe button? If you subscribe to my channel, you will be up to date with all of my latest projects and videos. I think in my last week's vlog, I said, I'm going to clean the camper. It somewhat happened, but also it didn't happen at all. I kind of got things organized into piles. In my Q&A video, someone did ask to see my storage unit, and I had plans on going there, and then I completely forgot. So I will be going to my storage unit in this video, so you can see my storage unit. It's not impressive or anything like that, but y'all want to see it, so I will show it to you. This is my storage unit. As you can see, I have already brought in all of my winter sweaters and my Christmas stuff in. I think I did that like a month ago. And then I have this kitchen table that I thrifted, and obviously I have nowhere to put it. My drum set back there. I wanted a drum set since I was like 10 years old. And then I finally got one in my 30s, and then I haven't learned it yet. But it's back there for when I have space that I can take it out and learn it again. I got some jackets back there. I got some more random stuff there. My sister also has some boxes in here. It's just kind of like storage for my sister and storage for my clothes for the off season. I know I have more summer clothes somewhere, but I don't want to go and dig through boxes to look for them today. Maybe I'll make that part of a different vlog. Or maybe this week if I have some time, I'll come back and go through some boxes. That's a crochet project that I just don't wear. It's pretty, but it's in there. Today I am just putting some more bags of clothes that I don't wear right now and that I want out of my camper. My sister found an electric yarn winder at Value Village. I set it up and I used it. I have a new product that I want to try out. This. It is a electric yarn winder. I always had like companies reach out saying, oh, try our electric yarn winder, do a review video on it. And it's like, if I don't like it, I can't say, oh, I love it. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather like buy it for myself and test it out and then let y'all know if it's good or not. Luckily, my sister found this at a thrift store for $10. And she sent me a photo and she's like, do you want it? And I'm like, no, I don't need it. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I've always wanted to try one. Yes, get it for me. I gave her $10 and she bought this for me. That is the brand of it. And I did open it up just to see if all the pieces were in, but I haven't tried it yet, so we're gonna try it together. The pieces are even still in the bag, so I don't even know if this person used it. Also, it was $10. So if it doesn't work, okay, you know, just wanna try it out. All right, we got this guy. And look how pretty this pink is too. It's like a peachy pink, so you know how much I love that color. The springy doodad, the instructions, which is very handy, and the plug. This is the one that I currently use. I bought it at Central Pearl. I did have this other one that I got from Amazon only because I loved the colors of it, because this was like an off-white and this was like a really pretty shade of like orangey red that I really like. It didn't work. If you want a yarn winder, it's better that you spend a little bit more money. I think this was like $40, but really worth it. Especially when you buy hanks of yarn, you're gonna need this. And of course the yarn swift. Okay, so let's set this up and then we'll find the yarn, because I honestly don't even know what yarn I'm going to use. So let's look at the instructions that I've already seemed to have lost. Okay, so this slides in, and then there's a little screw that I have to put in, which it does still come with the screw. So I don't know whoever owned this used it or didn't use it. Okay, so that's in. I think that's in there. Okay, so then, oh, this has to go sideways. Okay. Also, this here, I'll put a link to this stand in the description. I got it from my friend Stephanie because she didn't need it anymore. It is actually like a desk leg from an IKEA set, which you can buy them separately. I think they're like 50 bucks. You can put them away. You can adjust the height of them. It's very convenient. I really like it. That's not going anywhere. Did I put it the wrong way? Yes. It has to go this way, I think. So then that way the yarn comes, that makes more sense. Okay, so I found the yarn that I'm going to do. It's going to be this one here. It's from Red Beard Yarn. He gifted me a bunch of this really beautiful yarn. I just haven't found the right project to do it with yet. I'm really bad when it comes to really nice yarn, because I'll never use the really nice yarn because I don't want to waste it on a project that I don't like. You know? I really like this yarn, and I'm thinking maybe if I wind it up, I'll use it for something. So this here is hand-dyed in Muskoka, Ontario. It is 70% superwash wool, 30% nylon. I feel like this is kind of like a worsted weight yarn. And then this goes around here, and then this gets lifted, and then you lock this into place. This here, this yarn swift, I believe this is what it is. I got this one at Michael's. I think it was like $30 or something. So it looks like this has to go under this springy thing, like that, through that, and then in here. I don't know if it's gonna work with this thing. Like, it's working. What if I hold it like this, away from it, you know? Like up like this? Oh, no, that just stopped. I can't seem to get it to work with this. Maybe it's only meant for like balls of yarn that can go on the ground, because that's what the instructions said. So I just did it by hand. I put there. The air conditioning's on. I'm sorry, it's kind of warm in here. And I'll put the little tag back in. Okay. I don't think it's powerful enough for that because it keeps getting caught. From the instructions, it looks like the yarn is on the ground. So we're going to try it again. I'm going to try it with this ball of yarn right here. Putting the ball on the ground. Let's see if it being on the ground helps. I should have like a bucket or something for it. Here's the box it came in. I'm going to put it inside the box so it doesn't like roll around crazy. All right, let's see if this works. Okay, that's not supposed to happen. But that seems pretty locked now. It's not very tight or compact. I feel that if I were to have done it by hand, this would have been a lot tighter. It worked, but it didn't work for what I wanted it to work for. It's a cool little gadget. I don't think it really works for skein, like for a yarn swift, because it kept getting caught. This part here, it needs to go down, so the yarn has to come up, whereas on a yarn swift, the yarn is up and it comes down. I wanted it because I didn't want to have to wind all the hanks of yarn by hand. It doesn't do that. But anyways, this is it. It's okay. I think I would rather do it by hand. But I do want to show you, this is what it looks like when I wound it by hand, and then this is what it looks like by the machine. It could have been a lot tighter. This one looks bigger than this one, and this has way less yarn. That's because of how it wound it up. It didn't really wind it too tight, so yeah. Not bad for 10 bucks, but I'm really glad I didn't spend a lot of money on this, and hoping it would do something that it doesn't really do for me. If you have one of these and it works with your yarn swift, please let me know what I'm doing wrong. You saw me trying to work with it, and it it does wind yarn, but it just doesn't wind yarn as nice as it could. So I'm just kind of looking it up, and a lot of the yarn winders that are very similar to that, not the same brand, but they go for like $40. I would rather spend $40, which I did. I spent around $40 for my hand one. I like the outcome of the yarn a lot better. With the electric yarn winder, yes, I didn't have to wind up yarn, but the whole reason I wanted one is so that way I could connect it to my Swift and then have it do it for me. But it just didn't really work the way that I wanted it to, and maybe there's some type of thing I can do with it to make it work. And from the instructions, it did say that you had to have the ball of yarn on the ground to use it properly, and I did that. It did what it needed to do, but personally, I would just rather do it by hand. The electric yarn winder does work, so if that is something that you are interested in, it does work. It's just easier to do it from a ball or a skein if you want it into a cake rather than a hank. That rhymed, and hopefully that made sense. Last week I was working on a project. It is a tote bag with a dog's face on it. That is all I can tell you because it is not for me. I am making it for somebody else, and I don't know if they're gonna watch this video or not, but if they do, I don't really want them to see how far I've gotten or what it looks like. You know, I want it to be a surprise for them first before you all see it. I will say it is turning out really well. And it looks like the dog's face. I was really worried for a little bit, thinking, what have I gotten myself into? Why did I agree to this? This is not going to work out the way that I want. And to be honest, it does look like the dog's face, and I'm very happy with that. That's good. I was stressing out about that, especially when it's for somebody else. I'm like, if it's for me and it doesn't like turn out the way that I want, okay, it's for me. Maybe one day I'll take it apart. I'll deal with it. But when it's for somebody else, I'm like, okay, I need to be on my best behavior and I need to make it perfect. This week, I do have to get the fabric for the lining. I haven't done that yet. And I have to get the straps as well. So I do have to go to Fabricland. I'm thinking about going to Fabricland either tomorrow or Monday. I thought I was going to be a lot farther along than I am at the moment, and I am not. I think I might get it done by Tuesday, get it shipped out Tuesday or Wednesday. So then that way, hopefully they'll get it and I will be able to put that video out next week. So not this week coming up, but the week after or the week after that, depending on when they get it, because I also want them to do like a little reveal, like they open it up and like, oh my goodness, look how amazing this is, and then send me that footage and I can add it in. I kind of have to wait for that, and it's not something that I can just like see them in person. They live far away. Yeah, so that is my current project. On the topic of projects, I think I'm going to talk about the next project that I really want to make. Actually, there's two projects that I really want to make, but the one project kind of goes with another part of this video. This video is going to be a little bit more all over the place because normally I like to do what I did last week, what I'm doing this week, and what I'm doing in the future. But I do have a thrift haul and an unboxing in this video, so I think I'll put those near the end of the video. Sometimes the video makes sense to me, and then the other times I'm like, I don't know where to put anything. But I think I will talk about the project that I'm going to work on next. In my last vlog, I did ask y'all to give me recommendations for knitted short sleeve tops, and y'all did. So I did go to Central Purl today because I was really hoping to find the yarn that I want to use to make this project, and I kind of did, kind of didn't. So let me just show you what I want to make. The Tulsa Tee by Rebecca Clow. I'll put a photo here. So I was able to buy this pattern from Stephanie from her shop. You can actually buy patterns from Stephanie from Central Purl that you find on Ravelry, depending if the creator of the pattern allows that. Certain creators don't, like the loon pattern. I wasn't able to do that, but this pattern I was. And so I think the pattern was $13 Canadian, but there is over 40 pages of helpful instructions. I think the first 5 pages are what you need, the yarn, how to make it, but the rest of it is if you want to do this, if you want to do that, how does this fit, what other yarns work with this project, what do they look like on people. Like, there is so much information in this pattern that it is worth $13 in my opinion, especially for me, only have knitted 2 garments. So the more information that I can get on a project, the better. And Stephanie actually prints out the pattern for you. The pattern was over 40 pages, and I'm like, you don't have to print out all the pages, just the instructions and the pattern. And because I do have a Ravelry account, she sent me the pattern that I purchased, so I can just find it on my Ravelry and I can download it to my phone as well. When I saw this version here, I need to make this, and I need to make it like this, except I want to make it in a bubblegum pink and a bright red. I keep seeing people having these cardigans and sweaters with those colors, and I think that they would just make the best t-shirt. The only thing is that I'm not too sure the yarn that I want. So Stephanie was telling me that there was this yarn here. I took a photo of it, and this one makes a really nice project. It's very soft. It flows really nicely. She actually showed me an item that she made with it, and it was really nice and drapey, but I haven't ever used this yarn before. So I'm still unsure if that is the yarn that I want. She did actually give me a little ball of yarn that she had left over from a project, and she said just do a little gauge swatch with it, see if you're comfortable knitting with it. I'm like, okay, perfect. So I have to do that. And the thing is that yarn has the two colors that I really, really want. Now, I was kind of hoping that maybe I could have gone with either an Estelle or a Barocco. Unfortunately, both of those yarns do not have the pink that I want. And I feel like that's always my problem when I want to do a project, is either I know the yarn that I really want to use, but it doesn't have the color, or I find a yarn with the color that I really want, but I don't really want to use the yarn. I'm just not 100% sure what yarn I want to go with. The only yarn in her store that had both the colors that I wanted that were not the Lang yarns, the photo that I showed you, was the Cascade 220, which is like 100% wool. And it's like, do I want to make a short sleeve top with wool to wear in the summertime? It'd be cool to make it into a sweater like in the fall time, although I do have a bunch of projects that I already have piled up for the fall. Still debating on what type of yarn that I want to use, especially the Lang yarn is about $11 per ball, and she said I only needed 3 of each color, which is crazy to me because as a crocheter I would need way more of that yarn in order to make what I want to make. I'm probably going to go with that yarn because I trust Stephanie, and the project that she did was very, very nice, so I don't know why I'm doubting her selection of yarn, because she is the person that I go to when I need yarn recommendations. But I am going to play around with the yarn that she gave me this weekend, hopefully. And then on Tuesday when I go to my yarn club, I probably will go and buy the yarn for it. I did buy the pattern today, so I can kind of just like test it out a bit. So that is the project that I want to work on, maybe like right after I'm done this tote bag. The other project that I do want to work on, and I think I'm just going to show it to you right now, is from this book here. Now this is a thrift find that is part of the thrift haul that I will be doing the later half of this video. We might as well talk about it now because I'm talking about future projects. It just kind of sparked that thing in me that I'm like, you know what, maybe I should get back into miniatures. I also showed this in my last video because I was talking about miniatures. A lot of y'all had questions about my miniature series that I started and then just proceeded to forget about. There is wallpaper in here for a miniature house, which is so fun. There's a lot of patterns in here. Like you can make blanket for the bed, you can make curtains, patterns to make rugs and stuff like that. So these are just all grids. Like, you know how much I talk about grids? Like that is a grid. All I would have to do is either crochet it or knit it. And honestly, I think I could do both. I probably would crochet it just because I'm more comfortable with crocheting, and I could just get a really, really light yarn. Probably would get at Michael's because I know Michael's have a lot of that like filet crochet type of yarn that you would use, that very thin lacy kind of yarn, and I probably would get a better deal there for like all the colors that I want. But then I could also get it at the yarn store too because I wouldn't need a lot. Oh, look at that. It's a crocheted ripple afghan. I actually made this. I have it right here because I didn't put it away from my last video. So I did make one little miniature thing. My thing is maybe I will start the miniature series, but instead of focusing on building the miniature set, I will focus more on making the pieces for the miniature set and then just kind of throwing them on in there, because I do have a box, which I just can't get to right now because it's in a cupboard and I have a chair in front of the cupboard, but I got it at a thrift store. It was a box of like dollhouse furniture. So I could put that dollhouse furniture in there. So instead of me making the furniture, I'll just make the stuff that goes on the furniture, like rugs, blankets, pillows, curtains, stuff like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do because I think that'd be a good idea. I don't know if you really can There's like so many things you can make. So I think this might be something that gets me back into doing miniatures, and maybe I could do like room by room or the whole thing at once, depending on how long it takes me to crochet something, because obviously I would have to use very thin thread to do it. We'll see. But that is a video that I want to do in the upcoming months. I really want to finish that house. It's not really my favorite house. I kind of want to like just make Mike Wheeler's house from Stranger Things. I can just look at photos from the show and be like, okay, well, I need to make this, this, and this. Whereas my current house is just like, okay, I have no idea how I want it to look. Yeah, I might just finish that house and then maybe start a Stranger Things house. So we'll see. Speaking of Stranger Things, for some reason, didn't even think about this until yesterday. Stranger Things is going to have its 10th anniversary this year. I cannot believe that Stranger Things came out 10 years ago. It came out on, I believe, July the 15th of 2016. I still remember the time that I watched it. It's so funny because I was watching it. I was at my ex's house at the time and I put it on. And I think he was taking a nap and then he woke up and he's like, oh, I wanted to watch it. I'm just like, in what world did you want to watch this? Because I had tried to get him to watch 80s movies and he wasn't having it. He also didn't like to watch movies that like had like children in it, like children movies and stuff like that. And so I'm just like, first off, the show takes place in the 80s and the main characters are kids. I put those two things together and thought, he's not going to want to watch this. And then I had to stop watching it and wait for him and then have to rewatch it. Anyways, it's my favorite show. Talked about that so many times, but I absolutely love Stranger Things. And yesterday I was like, you know what? I need to make something for the 10th anniversary of Stranger Things. And I have two ideas, but both ideas are blankets. And I know I talked about how I never make blankets. Why would I make a blanket? And now I'm just like, I need to make a blanket. 3 ideas for this blanket. I just thought of a third one. Corner to corner blanket with either the Stranger Things logo or Mike Wheeler's house. I know I love Joyce's house and Joyce's living room and everything. The Wheeler's house is just so iconic. Like that is like the hub of everybody. That is where they play their D&D. That's where they always meet up. Their house is just, it's iconic, right? And so I kind of want to do a project that involves his house. My first idea was I wanted to do a corner to corner blanket, kind of like this here, just as an example. This is a corner to corner blanket. I did do a sort of corner to corner blanket before. I feel like I'm saying corner to corner way too long and it's losing all meaning to me now. And I didn't have the best experience with it because it was that Red Heart all-in-one yarn, and it was literally my least favorite of all of their all-in-one yarns. It did teach me how to do corner to corner. I just kind of have to remember how to do it because I honestly have forgotten. But it was really easy to do and I picked it up really fast. So I think that if I were to do it again, I think it would be okay. One, make the whole thing black and in the center put the logo Stranger Things. The second one is doing just Mike's house. A big house that looks like Mike's house. But I don't know how that's going to come across. But again, it is going to be a big blanket, so it's not going to be small. It's not going to be a sweater or anything like that, although like it would be cool to make like a vest with his house on it. Not right now. I just feel like this project needs to be big. Like it needs to be a big project, and that's why I think a blanket would be perfect. The other option though is to do tapestry. So instead of corner to corner, which would be easier, but it would be more like geometric and not even geometric. How do I say it? The corner to corner blanket would be cool to do, but I just don't know how much detail I could get into it and how it would look at the end, because you have to do all your math before that, and I'm just not 100% sure. The other thing is doing a tapestry blanket. I've never done anything like that before. I have 2 ideas for the tapestry. One, Mike's house. Add the logo Stranger Things at the top. Put the bikes in, put Steve's car, no characters or anything, just like items from the show. And then my other idea is a map of the town. I don't know how that would go because there are a lot of maps that people have made. So I think I would just kind of look at that and then just make my own drawing based on their maps and the town hall, the library, the middle school, the high school, Joyce's house, all the children's houses, obviously Mike's house, Hopper's cabin. I could put the mall, could put Hawkins lab, and then maybe like on the outside I could do something with like vines, you know, for like the upside down. So it's like I could do that too. I'm just thinking of another idea. Oh my goodness. And then the idea that just kind of came to my head is I could do either Mike's house. I don't know why I'm just obsessed with Mike's house. It's iconic. I keep saying that. But I could do like Mike's house, normal, and then the upside down version would be upside down. I have to think about this, and I have to start it soon because this is a blanket. It's going to take me a really long time to do, and I have to get it done by the 15th of July. So I have like a month and a half really to work on it. So the sooner I figure out the design that I want, the sooner that I can actually get it done. Also, that would mean I could use up a lot of my yarn stash. I think I'll probably have to buy like a base color, background color that I know that I'll need a lot of. But other than that, it would give me an opportunity to use up my yarn stash. A lot is going through my head right now, and I will have to think about that sooner than later. The other day, I was cleaning in the camper, and I am going to do some more organizing this week. I think the reason why it's very cluttered in here is because I'm really bad at bringing stuff in here and then not putting it away, especially in the wintertime when it's pretty cold. I'll throw things in here and then I will just leave. I think this week is supposed to be very nice out. It's not supposed to be super hot. It's not supposed to be super cold. I can maybe open some windows in here, get a nice breeze in here, and really focus on cleaning. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was trying to use the stereo in my camper this week, and it only got like a few channels, and it wasn't any of the channels that I listened to, unfortunately. But I did notice there is a headphone jack and a CD jack. I thought maybe I could plug my phone into that. So I did order this on Amazon. It is the USB-C that goes into the aux cable. I'm kind of hoping that this works so I can hook up my phone and then it can play through the speakers because I got speakers in here. I did answer this question in my Q&A. It was about why I have a camper. The main reason is if I were to have built some type of shed, I would have to put electricity in, I'd have to put heating in, I'd have to put some type of air conditioning in, I would have to, put windows in and make it insulated and everything. That would have just cost a lot of money, a lot of time, where buying this camper has everything included, and it includes a radio. So I don't have to hook up a sound system. I can now hopefully hook up my phone, play music through here. So buying a camper versus making a studio, the camper obviously wins because it comes with everything and I didn't really have to do anything. All I had to do was just put some faux wood paneling and, make it more retro. This is the little radio. It does have a cassette player. It's very dusty. Over here it says headphones and then says CD in. Thinking maybe CD in because when this camper was made, MP3 players and cell phones didn't exist yet. Well, cell phones did, but not to the extent of what they are now, right? I'm gonna plug this in and see how it goes. I also just remembered that I'm filming with what I need to plug it into. The CD.
5 minutes later.
Good news, it works. It just took me a little bit of figuring out because this little button here, I thought it said miscellaneous. And so I thought I had to click this button on in order for this to work. No, I had to make sure that this was switched to CD and it works. I would play it for you, but unfortunately because of copyright laws, I cannot. It works and I'm happy with that. All right, let's get into the thrift haul now. First off, I did go to Value Village. I haven't been to a Value Village in a really long time, mainly because their prices are stupid. That's why I like more, I think it's like the Christian and the independent mom and pop type of thrift stores because they know what people are willing to pay for their stuff and they have set prices. So all t-shirts are $5, all sweaters are $7. It's not like this sweater's $3, this sweater's $20. This is it's all set prices. I did get this at Value Village. I do want to bring this up really quickly, but if you do have a bunch of these types of crafting books and pattern books and stuff like that, and you want to donate them, I would highly suggest you donate these again to the smaller independent types of thrift stores because they won't charge an arm and a leg for them. Like this here, the original price was $4 and Value Village is selling it for $3. These books should be $1, 50 cents. No, it's from the 70s. Not everybody's interested in them. I am, but I would have loved to pay not $3 for this. So I got that and we already talked about this. And the reason why I bring that up is because of this book right here. I went to Value Village first and then I went to the thrift store in Fonthill. I love that thrift store. They're super friendly in there and they got so much stuff. But anyways, I saw this exact Thrift book at Value Village. They wanted $3 for it, and I'm like, I don't need it that badly. Then I went to the Font Hill thrift store, which is, I think like a Christian thrift store. They had the exact same book for $1. Okay, this is why I'm saying if you want to donate your books like this, definitely do it through more local thrift stores. This is Afghans to Knit and Crochet by Beehive. But anyways, there's a bunch. Oh my goodness. Okay, give me a second. I just saw one in here and I want to do that now. Look at this one. Could you imagine this one? Like the dark color is brown and then all the flowers are like that one green color I like. This green color, it's just, I had to bring this in. This green color, an orange and a pink and a yellow. Oh my goodness, I would love to do that. Not that I need any more blankets, but that is so cool. Oh, and then I also did get this one as well. Look at those. Oh wow, look at that one. That's so fun. I think I bought it just because I loved the color of these. And this was probably $1 as well. Then I also got this at that thrift store. It looks like it was opened at one time, but who knows what's in here and what's not. I think they started making it. It is a cup coaster set with kittens and little balls of yarn. Do you see how cute that is? And it was $4. It looks like they started making some stuff, so let's see what they made. That saves me time for making it, right? They didn't make the bottom of the basket, but it looks like they made the basket. Oh my goodness, the basket is a cat basket. Cats would sit in it. I don't know if they cut them out, but it's like the shape of the cat. Oh, it looks like they probably did cut them out. Oh wow, the needle is still in there, which is great because that means I get a free needle. This is with that plastic canvas that I'm always telling you all about. I love plastic canvas projects. Little hearts at the bottom. I don't know what these were from. Two little hearts. There's this one guy on TikTok that he always talks about his 80s childhood, and then he has a bunch of these types of toys. I had a few as a kid. I don't know where they are, so that's why I kind of bought this. I remember I think I had the farm and I had the car parking lot. I love the car parking lot one so much. So if I see it at a thrift store, I probably will buy it. Also at Value Village, I did buy these pillowcases. It was a set of 2 for $4.49. That's an okay price. I can do that. Ooh, these are nice. And I'm 95% sure that I actually have these somewhere as well, but I think I might have used them as fabric. No, wait. I don't think I had them as pillowcases. I think I thrifted this as a bed sheet. I think I was going to make a dress out of it. And I think I cut all the pieces and then I lost them and I have no idea where they went. That is everything I got from the thrift haul. Now I do have another unboxing. Well, I kind of already opened it, but I want to show it to y'all. One of my lovely subscribers sent me a box of yarn. I did open it and there's some really good yarn in here, so I really want to show y'all. Now I do want to point out you don't have to send me yarn. I have so much of it, but this is really nice yarn, so I'm okay with it. There is a little note, which I will read. Michelle, I wanted to thank you for all of the inspiration with your YouTube video. Be blessed and enjoy the yarn. I'm a newbie and this is my first scarf. A friend gave me the yarn, vintage yarn. I can't frog it, but you can. With this scarf and the extra yarn is 2 skeins. It's your vibe. Please enjoy the extra. Thank you, Anita, for sending me this yarn. I can already tell you that it is yarn that I will absolutely use. This here is the scarf. Here is the scarf. Ooh, look at that. Look at the way that the yarn goes. That is so cool. But it's weird because when I'm looking at it in person, I don't see the pattern, but on camera, I really see the pattern. So this is very nice. Yes, like look at the stitches. That's very nice. And then there's also this skein of yarn here. It is Nantuck Ombre. The color is Rust. And it is 100% acrylic. That is the brand. And this kind of reminds me of my other blanket. You know, the yarn that I'm always trying to look for. That vintage Greatest Square blanket that used to be back here. Thank you so much for sending me this scarf. You said I can frog it, so I might if I have a project that I know that I want to use this yarn with. Also sent me this bamboo yarn. It is bamboo silk cashmere. I'm not too sure what year this yarn is, but it's so pretty. I'm very surprised you sent this to me because You could have used this for something very pretty. Look at how beautiful this green is too. It is bamboo fiber 60%, silk 30%, and cashmere 10%. It is 50 grams, either a DK or a sport weight. Another bamboo. It is the same type of yarn as the green. This yarn here, it is cashmere. I've never actually used cashmere. 59% cashmere and 5% acrylic. There's 50 grams in here, but this is so pretty and it is so soft. And then the other one in here, this, and it is another cashmere yarn, but it's 100% cashmere. So I don't know why you gave me these yarns. These sound very expensive. Thank you so much for sending these to me. I will definitely use them, but I don't know if I'll get around to using them before my sister takes them, because I can see my sister definitely doing a project with these two yarns. Like these two yarns with my sister, you know, Brittany, she loves blue. Like blue is her color. Her Instagram, I think, is Spooky Blue Crochet, but I could definitely see her doing this. And like the thing is I wish that these were pink and red, because then I would have definitely used these for my upcoming project. I think these might be a little bit too thin for the project I want to do anyways. They are so beautiful. Thank you again, Anita, for sending these to me. I really appreciate them, and I will for sure be using them. This week, I will be still working on that tote bag. I will hopefully start that knitting project if I can get the yarn that I like, and I will be cleaning my camper and going to my storage unit. I really want to spend more time in here and cleaning it up. That way, when I come in here, I'm not all frazzled because I have to move stuff around. I can just come in here and do what I need to do. In the comments below, please let me know what y'all are working on this week. I always love reading your comments and seeing what y'all are working on. I think that does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.